Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this YouTube ads campaign tutorial, you're going to learn click by click how to set up your very first YouTube ads campaign in less than 20 minutes, timestamp table of contents in the description, along with some other helpful videos and a deeper dive video into YouTube ads that I'll be referencing throughout this guide. So before we jump into the 3 simple steps and go click by click into my screen, walking you through how to set up your first YouTube ads campaign, let's talk about the structure. So inside of Google Ads, which is what you're going to be using to run your YouTube ads, there are campaigns, and then there are ad groups, and then there are ads. In this case, we want a campaign to have one goal or one product. So this will work if you're trying to grow your channel or driving traffic to a website. I'll talk about the differences as we go along. And then in your ad groups, you want one targeting option. I'll get to how to choose your targeting options in a little bit here. And then finally, underneath that is your video, and these are just going to be the actual video ads. So with that, the very first step is research. And this is having a thorough understanding of who your ideal viewer is if you're trying to grow your channel, or who your ideal customer is if you're trying to generate leads and sales. Now, I won't take a dive into that because that would be a 10-minute video in and of itself. So there's a link in the description to a video that walks you through a data-driven method for getting your customer avatar profile filled out. But it's very important you understand who you're trying to talk to as we go through these steps. Now, the second step here is choosing your targeting. And there are a lot of different options you have inside of the Google Ads interface. They have audiences that you can target that they've already put together. You can target keywords and you can target channels. Those are the big 3. We are going to focus on targeting channels because those are the easiest as a beginner to get started. You don't have to only use channels. I'm strongly recommending, because I want you to save money on budget, that you start with channels. You can always expand out later. So here, all we need to do is come up with a list of 10 to 15 channels that are over 100,000 subscribers that are similar to either the type of content we make or represent what our customers are already watching. In both instances of growing a YouTube channel or generating leads, the channel should be around your same type of content, business, service, niche, or marketplace. Now, once you have that list of 10 to 15, the final step in our preparation process, step number 3, is message, and that's simply choosing a video. Now, when you stick around to the end, I'll actually be going through my video ad formula, but I know a lot of people already have videos set up. So if you already have your video in mind, let's go ahead and dive right into the Google Ads interface. And if you don't, stick around to the end because I'll go through step by step this formula that you're looking at right here. Now, the very first step in setting up our new campaign is, of course, going into your Google Ads account. If you don't already have one, you can just search Google Ads and you'll be able to set one up very quickly for free. So we've navigated to campaigns in our ad account, and we'll go ahead and click on this giant blue plus button and click on new campaign. And here it will ask you whether or not you want to choose a goal. I always just go with I'm going to create my own, because all it does is it just limits the amount of options that you have as you set up your campaign. I'm going to go ahead and click on video and click on custom video campaign. Ad sequence is an advanced thing. You can subscribe for a future video on that. First things first, we'll give our campaign a name, and then we can scroll down to the type of budget. You want to click daily. We'll enter $5 a day because that's plenty to get started. Delivery method, you're going to want to leave as standard. Accelerated just means they burn your money faster. Now, start and end dates. I used to not recommend setting a end or start date, but now I do. So I highly recommend setting a end date of 2 to 3 weeks out so you know definitively that Google will stop spending your money, because if there's no end date, then it's just going to go on and on forever. So I'll choose to have it end a week out. Then for bidding strategy, maximum cost per view, that's what you want. If you don't see CPV, you can come in here and change it. You pretty much have CPV or CPM. CPM only works for in-stream ads, and I just don't recommend doing it. That's where you pretty much just pay for impressions instead of paying for views. Now with networks, you actually want to uncheck video partners in display network, because that means you want to only have your videos showing on YouTube.com itself, not other places that who knows where they're showing up. So languages I typically leave alone. It's a lot more headache than it's worth. If you need to target a specific set of people, geolocation is the way to go. I'm just going to leave it at the United States, but if you're a local-based business, you'd want to go through and put in the individual zip codes. Now for inventory type. Here, you're going to want to click Expanded Inventory. This pretty much means you're going to be able to show up on videos that all of the big brands are very scared of. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to show up on demonetized or bad unadvertiser-friendly content. This simply means that you're going to show up on videos that very, very large brands are scared of showing up on. Now, personally, I don't tend to judge my customers or my viewers on what they are watching. So you're actually going to find that your cost per view is going to be lower because you're not going to be competing with those larger companies. Now, excluded content is something that's being phased out, so it might be gone by the time of this video, so I won't go through it because clicking Expanded Inventory is all you need to do. Excluded labels, however, I will come in and click on Embedded, Live Stream, and Games if it hasn't already been checked for me. I think the reason that it's blurred out is because we made sure to uncheck the display network. So you can come up here to additional ad settings. Frequency and ad schedule is something that you should leave alone when you're just getting started, especially if you're only spending $5 or $10 a day. You're not going to hit any sort of significant frequency numbers. And when you're analyzing your campaigns, you can always go back and see that, oh no, someone's seeing my ad 3 times a day. That probably just means your targeting's too narrow. Now, for demographics, it's important to remember to take this with a grain of salt because these demographics only work if a user is signed into YouTube. So typically, if I'm doing anything for business, I just uncheck 18 to 24. And then audiences is where we can go to select our targeting for audiences that Google itself has come up with. And so if we click on Browse, you'll see that you can target detailed demographics like parental status, marital status, education, and home ownership. And then the main ones you're going to actually want to be looking at is affinity, and in-market. So I'll just click on in-market so you can see in-market audiences. They have a lot of people that they've already tracked and categorized for you. Is it creepy? Yes, but hey, that's how Google works, and that's how they make their money, and that's how we're able to find new customers and subscribers. And affinity is the exact same way. So the difference between affinity and in-market, real quick, in-market is supposed to be people who are actively looking to buy something versus affinity, those are people who are interested in something. So if you're trying to grow a channel, look at affinity because it's going to be a lower cost per view. If you're trying to generate leads and sales, look at marketing, look at in-market because you're marketing a product or service. So your costs are going to be higher, but they're people who are more likely to purchase something versus the affinity. And the topics are very similar way. They're extremely broad. So I typically don't recommend going towards topics when you're just getting started. Here, what we're going to do is actually do placements, and this is YouTube channels. So here is where you would enter in the URL or search for the 5 to 10 channels that you want to target. So in this particular instance, we're going to have a video ad that is all about sales funnels. So I'll type in sales funnels and see what channels come up. So if you have no idea what channels are relevant to what you're looking for, you can use this search box. I don't recommend it. I recommend that you already have your list ahead of time, but I just wanted to include that in case you're completely in the dark of what channels to target. So let's go ahead and just click on Russell Brunson here because he has a software that's all about sales funnel stuff. And we'll set our cost per view to 5 cents. And we're going to leave top content bid adjustment alone and go ahead and we can actually create our ad now. So here is where you're going to want to copy and paste your URL. Again, at the end of the video, we will actually go through how to put together an ad with my ad script. So I'm going to go ahead and just paste in the URL of this video that's ready to go. And here is where you can decide whether you're going to do in-stream or you're going to do discovery. So if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, discovery all the way. If you're trying to generate leads, drive traffic off of YouTube, then in-stream all the way. So we'll just go through the example of in-stream for now. So we go ahead and enter the URL of our landing page. Then we can type in our display URL. We can go ahead and click on our call to action. So calls to action are only for in-stream ads, and this is how they'll show up on mobile. They'll show in the bottom right below the video, and then on desktop they'll show to the right of the video, and then they will also show up in the bottom left of the video. And here we have very limited text, but pretty much the call to action is just click here. Because it's relatively new as of the time of this recording, we want to call out that they should click the actual button because they can't just click the banner. They actually have to click the button. And we'll say free funnel as our headline. So we have click here, free funnel. So we'll go to mobile so you can see it. Free free funnel, click here. Awesome, okay. And with that, we've completed our ad. We can go ahead and click save and continue. Oh, whoops, forgot to give the ad group a name. So we'll say ad 1 and name it by the targeting. There we go. So now we can go ahead and click. There's always one more thing. Save and continue. So we've set up our campaign and we've set up our first ad group. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue to campaign. And now you'll see that there's one ad group in there. Now we want to have more than one ad group because right now we only have the one ad and we're targeting one channel. So let's target some other channels. We'll come back up here, click on the big blue plus button, and now we're actually going to be able to create our ad group. So if you go back to that diagram, we have our campaign and now we're creating the ad groups at the second level here. So this is still going to be ad number 1, and let's say we're going to target a different channel. So we'll come over here to placements, and then we'll just go ahead and search Neil Patel and click on that since we're trying to target entrepreneurs and marketers. We'll come down here and do our budget bid the same of 5 cents. The budget is at the campaign level. And then for our video, we'll go ahead and post that in there in stream, and we'd have to fill it out again. Now, there's actually a quicker way to do this. So I'm going to skip the ad creation this time. So when I click skip, it's going to ask if this is going to be a discovery or in-stream campaign. So you do have to define it every time that you put together an ad group. This is going to be another in-stream. So we'll go ahead and click save. And now we'll have 2 ad groups. The first one, ClickFunnels, that we just put together in the very first part of the tutorial when we were creating our campaign. And the second one, Neil Patel, that we've added to our campaign. So what we can actually do is click on the first ad group that we have and click on our ads and extensions, and we can copy this. So Control C, Command C, you can see one ad group copied, and now we can go back to our ad groups. We can click on our new ad group, Neil Patel, and we can actually just paste in the ad right there. Paste, and done. So really, you should only ever be going through the ad creation process once and then just copying and pasting it to new campaigns. So if we go back to our campaign level here, you'll see that we have 2 ads now. One ad for Neil Patel, one ad for ClickFunnels, and it's the same video, but it's just in 2 separate ad groups, so it's very easy to see which channel performs the best. And of course, you can add multiple videos to an ad group, but something that's very, very important to note is when you do that, Google is automatically going to choose which one performs the best. So you're not actually going to be able to do a split test between 2 different ads. You can put multiple videos in there, but Google is ultimately going to decide which video gets the most traffic. And when you're just starting, it's best to just test your targeting anyway, so this isn't a big deal until a few weeks down the road. Now let's go ahead and go through what a discovery ad group would look like. So we're actually going to go all the way back out to all of our campaigns here, and you can see I have some that have recently ended, and here is the campaign that we just made. So we did it for in-stream, now I want to do it for discovery. But something that's really important is separating your in-stream and your discovery campaign. So we want the exact same settings, but we want to see it on the discovery side. So what we can actually do is come up here to the blue plus button and click on Load Campaign Settings, and then click on the one we just made. So now we are pretty much duplicating all of our campaign settings. Give the new campaign a name, and as you can see, the campaign settings have been loaded. You do want to check to make sure that the end date comes in as well. Every once in a while it doesn't do that for some reason. But we have our search partner display network is turned off. Our language country is the same. Expanded inventory has been selected. And of course, games, embedded videos, and live streaming has been unchecked. So what we can actually do here is go ahead and create our first ad group. And we're actually going to create the ad group, the exact same ad group we did the first time, except this time we'll do a discovery version. So I'll come in here and just give it a name. I'll go to demographics and uncheck 18 through 24. I think I forgot to do that with the Neil Patel one when I created the other in-stream one. And we'll go ahead and click on placements, and we'll search for ClickFunnels, choose the same channel, and then our bid will still be 5 cents per view. And we'll go ahead and paste in the same video, except this time we're going to click Discovery Ad. And so with our Discovery Ad, we could choose what thumbnail we want. Of course, the first one's always going to be the custom thumbnail, and then we can go ahead and enter our headline, description 1, 2, and give our ad a name. So this is still going to be ad number 1. Give it a headline, description 1 and 2, and then go ahead and click save and continue. So with that, now we have 2 campaigns. The first campaign is all in-stream, and the second campaign is going to be all discovery. Continue, and of course, the last thing we want to do is make a new campaign that also has targeting of Neil Patel. Of course, this time it's going to be a discovery. So I'll uncheck 18 to 24 this time, go to placements, search for his channel, select it, and then go ahead and click on this to bidding 5 cents per view, and I'm going to skip ad creation. I'm going to skip, it's going to ask me, I'm going to say yes, this is going to be a discovery campaign instead of an in-stream one, save format, and now I can copy my discovery ad over from the first ad group that I put together when I first put together the campaign. So we'll go ahead and copy, and then we'll go back out, we'll click on the new ad group we made, and we'll go ahead and click paste. So it's very important that you actually determine what type of ad group it's going to be, because you can't copy an in-stream ad into a discovery ad group and vice versa. So paste, and now when I go back out to all campaigns, you'll be able to see that we actually have 2 campaigns made. So I'll go back out here, and we have our 2 campaigns. The first video demo is in-stream ads, and the second video demo is discovery ads. And that's all there is to it, to setting up your campaigns. It's a very quick and easy process. There's nothing more you really have to do. That's as complex as it has to get. You can spend $2.50 to $10 a day, and after a week or 2, you're going to have a pretty good understanding of what videos are performing the best and what channels are performing the best. Now, if you're still watching this video and you're getting some value, go ahead and hit that like button, because now it's time to go through the video ad formula. So if you haven't written your video yet, this is going to be a copy-paste template you can use to design your own video. And the first 30 seconds is going to be a hook. And this is where you're going to call out exactly who the ad is for and the result they want to achieve. So in my example here, the video ad that you just saw, it was all about how to get a free sales funnel done for you. So in the beginning of that particular video, I essentially said something to the effect of, hey, if you're still building your sales funnel and you're frustrated with how long it's taking, this video is for you, because you have an opportunity to get your funnel built for you. But if you already have your funnel built, then go ahead and skip this video because it's not for you. That's a very, very basic example of how you could approach the intro. But essentially you want to call out who the video is for, and then make them feel a little more special and included by calling out who it's not for. Then the next part is your call to action. So after the first 30 seconds, you've said who the video is for and what they could potentially get. Then it's time for a call to action, where you tell viewers to click or tap in the top right on mobile, bottom left on desktop, and then state your unique selling proposition and introduce yourself. So you actually don't want to start the video by saying, hey, I'm XYZ and this is what I have for you, because with a video, unlike a content video, you have a lot less time to hook someone in and actually keep watching. So you actually want to start with, hey, here's this awesome thing I have for you, and it's specifically for you. Here's what to do. And here's who I am. Then the next 45 to 90 seconds is presenting the benefits of taking action and handling some common objections. So you can talk about how they can get what they want without the things that they don't want. So in this particular example, talking about a done-for-you sales funnel affiliate offer, I essentially just talked for 60 seconds about how it's very difficult to put the sales funnel together, software breaks, and then you have to switch software, or your web developer tells you one thing and your copywriter tells you another thing. And so I just kind of harp on the different headaches of building a sales funnel, and then I bring up the solution, which is, hey, we have this awesome software, and when you purchase it, we'll actually work with you to build the sales funnel so you don't have to deal with all that garbage. And then the next part is the big mistake. So you want to debunk a myth or go against the grain on something. This is kind of where you want to be controversial. Of course, if you don't have anything like that, then go ahead and skip it. And of course, the final step is the call to action again, telling them to click or tap in the top right on mobile, bottom left on desktop. You probably want to change that call to action if you are not doing an in-stream ad. Of course, if you're trying to generate leads, then in-stream is the way you want to go. If you're trying to get people to subscribe, then you should tell people, because you'll be running a discovery ad, say click the subscribe button below to get the latest in XYZ, or the best information on ABC, or to have the most fun with, you know, ABC. I don't know. running out of ideas there. XYZ, ABC. There's got to be another one there. So anyway, that is the basics of setting up your YouTube ads campaign, and that is everything you need to know in terms of an outline for your actual YouTube ad, which can be anywhere from 90 seconds up to 2 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes. You can, you know, double or triple the time on these. It's just important that you're genuine and you're not obviously reading a script. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth marketing guides just like this one. Comment below if you have any questions setting up your YouTube ads campaign. And as always, keep building the business you love.